Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to two absolutely amazing mods that will transform the way you play the mid to late game and you have to install for your next campaign. We are of course talking about Neo-Calradian populations and Neo-Calradian armies. These are two recent mods I believe have both been uploaded in 2025 and they're both extremely lightweight, and this mod has actually great compatibility with most of the big overhaul mods. Stuff like the old realms, you can use this with it and have a lot of fun. So what do these mods actually do? Well, Neo-Calradian population goes ahead and adds population into the game, allowing you to forcibly recruit normally and mass recruit from your population base, adjust taxes, improve prosperity, work towards improving hearth to in turn get you more money, and overall it's just a really cool mod in the mid game to give you more attachment to your settlements, give you more immersion. You can really see the prosperity in certain cities rise, and you can even, if you want to, go full scorch earth and just start burning castles after you conquer them to completely ruin them for the AI, as the AI does use, I think, basically 95% of the features in this mod. There's a few things that the AI just doesn't quite understand how to, and I think that's a big plus in my book. Neo-Calradian armies, this basically allows you to reform a military of a faction, so you can basically go in with enough money and influence once you're in command, and you can change up how units look, you can change up how the faction, empire units and the unit tree actually are designed, and on top of that you can also create your very own personal unit tree as well. Okay, so enough of me yapping about these features, let me actually just show you exactly how they work. So we'll start off by using the Neo-Calradian population, so we'll take a look at the population side of things first, and then we'll move over to the army stuff in a second. So if we come over here and we have to obviously have a settlement under our command, we've player switched over to Lucon right now just because it's nice and easy. But yeah, we can go in and then we get this a brand new option right here, Inspect Region, which provides us with a very simple UI, and that's again one of the things I quite like about this mod, is that everything is extremely lightweight. Both of these mods I think are under 500 megabytes to download, and all you have to do is drag and drop them and unlock your DBLs and you're absolutely fine to get going. And of course they're also very compatible with pretty much most mods out there, which again is a really good kind of vanilla plus style thing that I know a lot of people are looking for. So if we dive in, you can see everything about this region. Now keep in mind that this is the capital of the Northern Empire, so this region is going to probably be pretty abundant in population and growth and etc, whereas with some of these smaller castles and other stuff you obviously have to be challenging and dealing with different things. So if we take a look at it, we have a couple options here. Recruit local people, so this will recruit from your recruitable population. We can also forcibly recruit locals as well, which would actually take from the overall region population. So for example, if we do it, we'll recruit locals, and you can see that this number does drop down. It does obviously take it away from the pop, but yeah, if this number ran out, we could then go and click to recruit, forcibly recruit. We're currently full, as you can see down here, but then it would just take from the population, leave recruitable population behind, but then we'd also start getting some unrest, which would cause certain issues. We can also spend to increase development, and this is of course gonna improve the amount of money that we're going to be receiving. We're actually spending money here. It hasn't done anything quite yet, but obviously it will increase it, and it will help increase the hearth that you can find up here as well, which in turn just gives you more money. We can also click here to collect extra taxes as well. So as you can see, we collect an extra 23,000 gold from this region, but again it's creating more unrest from there as well. It's also boosting our expected income as well overall, I guess, because maybe the wealth tier went up as well. I'm actually not too sure. And then we can also try and suppress the locals as well. That is going to reduce unrest, but it's going to basically be like we're calling out them, because as you guys can see, it spawned a pretty hefty army. And again, these soldiers, it's a lot of recruits and a lot of peasants, but there's still a lot of people, and this could actually be quite a good way of training your army, as well, which is always interesting. And again, just keep in mind, as I said, that these are all quite extreme because this is like the capital of the Northern Empire. So again, it's a very prosperous city, so that's something you have to keep in mind. We can also go and scorch the region right here. It's going to destroy the wealth of the settlement. It's going to create mass unrest, and it's also going to reduce our income and start taking away the amount of population. And as I said, the AI uses all of these except the scorch for region, and I think increased development. All the other ones the AI does use, which is again cool to see. I like it when the AI isn't on some different plane. Then we also have policies as well. So policies are stuff that we can adjust. So for example, if we wanted to maybe get some more recruitable population and we wanted to get higher tier soldiers, we could switch the policy over to military, and when the day ticks over, it will change over to military. Oh, also as well, another thing about the development of the settlement as well is the higher the development, the higher tier soldiers you get when you recruit local people and forcibly recruit. So for example, when we recruited now, we got just like 71 recruits, but if our development is really high, then we can then start getting the tier 3s, tier 4s, and we can basically just mass recruit an army very quickly at a relatively good tier, the higher the development of the settlement is. We can also of course increase or decrease the tax rate to get more of a population growth across the board. We can also change the investment rate, so this is how much money we're putting into the settlement. That will again increase the actual development of the settlement as well. Oh, really quickly as well, I did get something wrong just a second ago. It is actually every season that these policies change, so you're kind of locked in for I think 23 days. Every 23 days is when the seasons change in game, I believe. So you are kind of locked into that whilst you're waiting for these to tick over. So again, you have to kind of plan a little bit further forward, but I like that quite a lot when it comes to the policies. Now your settlement policies as well are also determined from this screen as well. There's a few of them they say on the Nexus page, which I'll put on your screen right now, that actually affect how effective some stuff is and the population growth, but it doesn't say here. So I would like to see the modder actually go and make it a bit more clear that if, for example, if I get hunting rights right here, it's going to make the policies on the region screen right here less effective. I think it's 10% less effective. So again, I would like to see that just being clear. A few more tooltips, would be nice. When I hover over this, it'd be nice if there was a tooltip saying exactly what it did. And again, over here as well. Also, I don't know where development is here. I'm not sure if that's going to be the hearth is classed as for development, but actually like seeing that number, I know I can increase it and that's good. But again, it'd be great to actually see that. And I would love to see the modder tackle this awful screen right here and kind of incorporate that into the population mechanic and just do some more stuff. Like, this is honestly one of the worst things about Bannerlord right here. I can't tell you how many times I've just completely ignored this screen, and the population mechanic that Neo has created is really cool, and I would love to see that just taken into actually like being able to build a settlement up and getting this cause and consequence. And I love the unrest, if you are going to be taxing the people, if you are going to be building buildings that are negative, to kind of get you more money, you have to counteract that. And there's consequences to your actions. With this screen, it's just, I don't even bother with it. It's literally so pointless. But yeah, again, that's going to be Neo's population, a really cool population mechanic. I very much like it. Again, if you want to take a look at another region, for example, we can make our way over to this castle right here, and you can see it has way less population, way less recruitable population, and also the pop growth is nowhere near as good. You can also see as well we are losing a lot of money here. We could just start scouring the crap out of it as well, which is quite funny to make it way worse for everybody else. And if it is on the front lines and it's about to be taken, I like that mechanic. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you can see that these castles are going to be less effective at actually kind of producing you money, and it's going to be hitting you hard and causing you some issues. So next, that is going to be the population. Next, we'll move on to Neo's Caradia army, and as I said, I know that this mod definitely works with the Warhammer Old Realms mod, which is a really cool thing that you could do in and go and create your own like knightly order or something. I mean, yeah, it sounds awesome, right? So basically, you need to be someone with a castle. You need to have a good steward in that castle as a governor, and then you can go in and basically create your own units. If you're a king of your own faction, or if you're a king of another faction, you can also reform a military, as I said, and basically change the soldiers. Instead of these recruits right here, you'll actually be able to change up the unit tree and kind of design your own, reform it. And again, I love that idea of reforming a pre-existing military to deal with the the threats that you're fighting. Hey, you're fighting the Kuzites, maybe we should go and improve our cavalry, or maybe we should get a lot more spearmen and be swordsmen. Oh, we're fighting Britannia, maybe we should form up and get a bunch more heavier infantry with bigger shields so their archers are less effective. Or we should get better cavalry to deal with their archers. It's kind of a cool way of doing it. So exactly how you do it, all you have to do is go to the castle, and you need to talk to the current governor of this settlement. And then all you have to do is go through the conversation and say, I want to create my own military right here. We can say, of course, it's going to be expensive. The expected cost is 113k, and that's going to be my own personal army that only I can recruit from, but it's still going to be very, very good nonetheless. So you can say yes, and it will basically create some new units. Very easy to find these bad boys right here. All you have to do is go to the encyclopedia, go to troops, go to whatever culture you are. So for example, we're Empire, and you'll basically find them right here. Your basic, your elite, your your melee, your range, etc. I do recommend using the cheat menu to create these, just because you have to. So for example, you control click on a unit and you come up with this little menu right here, and you can change their equipment. You can add new troops to them. So for example, if I wanted maybe 3 bottom lines, I could go like, oh, sorry, that's we'll remove a couple there. We remove one. Oh yeah, annoyingly it's actually cool. Yeah, you have to basically click on the individual unit and then then go back every time. So that's a little bit annoying. But either way, I could do that, and then I'd have to click this guy to add a new troop tree to him. For example, click that, and then click this guy to then add a new troop tree. So yeah, it is like that. But basically, how the armors are done is depending on what you are wearing. So you as a character. So for example, boom, this guy is now wearing everything that I am now wearing. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be a lot easier to create this if you turn on the cheat menu. So you can basically drag and drop stuff in, and then just get rid of it when you're done. So again, if we just take off our armor like that, and then I go back to the actual troop tree really quickly. So we go boom. Again, I'll just show you guys how easy it is. Go to the basic, and then for example, I select this guy and I change his equipment. You can see he's now wearing exactly what I am going to be wearing. Honestly, just think of all the combinations you can actually do with stuff like the old realms and stuff. You know, there's so many armors and weapons, like the Lord of the Rings mod that's currently in development. You can really go in and create some very, very unique combos with this, and I very much do like it. As I mentioned, though, you also have the ability to actually reform the Empire army. For example, you can give the Northern Empire a bit more of a distinctive taste to them than say other units. So again, we have to go back and we have to talk to our governor, and we say, I want to reform my culture's military. Which troops? So the basics, will go the basics. You can see it's going to cost me 1.3 million and 1,300 influence. So yeah, obviously very, very expensive. But then we get a brand new unit type here. Again, we have to go back to the encyclopedia to find these guys. Pretty easy to do. So then we have the NA, is it these guys? That we've basically reformed the pre-existing soldiers. Every place in the Empire will now have my soldiers here to be recruited. As you guys can see, this is going to be the unit tree. So you basically reform that, bring in your own, and then you have your entire, basically everybody in your kingdom. So again, if we go over, we teleport over somewhere to a settlement that isn't even mine, and you'll be able to see that my soldiers are now starting to make their way in slowly but surely into the roster. There's still some pre-existing ones, but my ones are starting to come in, and then everyone else will obviously start to recruit when they utilize the recruit all from the population screen as well. I believe they'll also recruit from mine. The two mods work in tandem. So that's going to do it for today's video. I really wanted to show that off because it's kind of two very cool lightweight mods, and I'm really starting to appreciate these smaller mods that are, not these massive downloads or massive overhauls, because they basically just provide, those of you who aren't as confident with modding, some really, really awesome tools to mess around. Like being able to change up the Empire soldiers and stuff with custom is really cool. And as I said, if you go into the cheat menu and you just turn that on really easily with a command that you can Google, and then quite easily you can just like kind of drag some stuff over. Oh, I want my tier 1s to have this. I mean, you basically design yourself. Again, a little bit tedious because you have to go in and out again, but again, it's lightweight, it's simple, and I think one of the biggest things is it works with a lot of other overhaul mods, which is huge. So make sure to go over and check these mods out. Let me know in the comments down below if these are two cool mods that you've messed around with. Let me know how they are in a longer campaign format. I'd be interested to find out if it's something that I should be implementing in my campaigns, and I'll see you guys in the next one.